Hello and welcome to AnewZ Fact Check.
The show where we separate facts from fiction and uncover the truth behind media narratives.
I'm Ali Sultan.
And I am Sabina.
And today we'll dive into Greta Thunberg's pointed critique of Cop29, hosted by Azerbaijan.
Are her accusations justified? Let's examine the evidence together.
Cop29 is being held in Azerbaijan, which is a repressive occupying state, which have committed ethnic cleansing and which are continuously cracking down on Azerbaijani civil society.
Greta Thunberg, a renowned climate activist, has accused Azerbaijan of being a repressive petro-state engaged in greenwashing crimes. Her strong language, terms like repressive state and beyond absurd, seeks to evoke emotion and frame Azerbaijan in a negative light. This style is common in activist rhetoric, aiming to rally support by blending environmental concerns with political issues. But let's break down these claims. A petro-state is a nation whose economy heavily relies on oil and gas. Critics argue that such economies perpetuate fossil fuel dependency, exacerbating the climate crisis. However, it's worth noting that other petro-states like the United States and Norway do not receive the same level of critique in such global forums. For instance, the US, a leading fossil fuel producer, was central to Cop28 but was not labeled similarly. Norway, while reliant on oil revenues, has pioneered renewable energy investments, showcasing how a petro-state can contribute to the green transition. Azerbaijan is taking concrete steps to diversify its energy mix. The Karadagh solar PV plant is one of examples of its renewable energy projects. Collaborations with international partners like Masdar focus on wind and solar power. Despite its oil dependency, Azerbaijan accounts for 0.15% of global greenhouse gas emissions, a strikingly low figure. And there's more to fact-check from Greta Thunberg's claims.
Thunberg's critique also touches on human rights, accusing Azerbaijan of using Cop29 to distract from allegations of civil suppression and ethnic cleansing. However, such claims warrant a closer look. The Karabakh region, once under Armenian occupation and control, is now positioned as a hub for green energy development. President Ilham Aliyev has outlined an ambitious plan to transform the area into a green energy zone. Here are some highlights of those initiatives. Solar energy projects in Gubadli, Zangilan, Jabrail and Fizuli with a potential of over 7,200 megawatts. Wind energy capacity in Lachin and Kalbajar estimated at 2,000 megawatts. Restoration of hydropower plants such as the Gulabird HPP, already operational with 8 megawatts capacity, a 240 megawatt solar plant in Zangilan, Jabrail in partnership with BP. Those efforts underscore Azerbaijan's commitment to renewable energy even in regions recently affected by conflict.
It's essential to understand the historical context behind Azerbaijan's reliance on fossil fuels. During the 20th century, oil and gas revenues were not just an economic choice, but a necessity for survival. These resources funded critical infrastructure and ensured social stability in a challenging geopolitical environment. Critics argue that this reliance contributes to climate change, but for nations like Azerbaijan, alternatives were historically limited. Now let's address Thunberg's comments more directly. Her statements focus heavily on political rhetoric, overlooking Azerbaijan's broader initiatives. While human rights concerns are valid, they are not directly tied to Cop29's climate agenda. Over the last 2 decades, Azerbaijan has steadily increased its renewable energy capacity to over 1.3 gigawatts, including solar, wind and hydropower. Key projects like the Karadagh solar PV plant and wind initiatives in Lachin and Kalbajar exemplify this progress.
Let's take a step back and consider the broader implications of such criticisms. Constructive dialogue is crucial when tackling global challenges like climate change. Dismissive critics often fail to engage with the facts, overshadowing meaningful efforts. For Azerbaijan, renewable energy projects are gaining momentum despite challenges from its oil legacy. Investments in green technology highlight a clear intent to align with global climate goals. Azerbaijan's progress reflects a delicate balance between economic needs and environmental responsibilities. Instead of broad accusations, the conversation should focus on measurable achievements and global collaboration. That's all for today's Fact Check. Thank you for joining us as we dissect the headlines and uncover the truth.
Stay informed, and we'll see you next time.